Hello everyone, my name is Jamin. Thanks so much for visiting my channel. In this video, I have a Dell Inspiron 15. This will apply to the 5000 series models. I'm going to show you how to get inside, access your fan, heatsink, CPU assembly. So first thing, power down your computer through the start menu, make sure it's off and unplugged from your charger. We're then going to flip your computer over to access your bottom case screws. Now you have a total of 11 screws on top that you need to take out. The top three screws that are shown by the green arrows, those screws won't actually come out of the bottom case. They stay in. You can unscrew them. They just stay inside the case. The red arrow screws will come out of the case. After you take out all of those screws, remember to take out your CD drive here. You can put a pry tool through here. Be very careful not to go too hard, because if you yank that to the left too hard, sometimes you can break it. But if you go slow, you will be able to slide that out. And then there are two more screws shown by the blue arrows underneath that CD drive when you take it out. After taking all those screws out, you'll take a small flat pry tool and you'll go across the seam of the bottom case and pry it apart from your palm rest. Now be very careful over here, because once you remove that CD drive, the piece of plastic that's left screwed down to the computer is very, very thin, and those are easily broken. As you're going around, it's generally best to start in one of the back corners. If you get stuck in one direction, leave it, go to the other side and continue in the other direction. Don't put your pry tool too far in. You could damage some internal components. Just keep it on the edge, go nice and slow and careful but firm, and you'll be able to get that bottom case off. Once you do, this is what you're looking at for the inside of your computer. Now, as a general computer repair side note, whenever I'm working on a computer in my shop, it's sitting on an anti-static mat. Either that or an anti-static bracelet are great ideas to avoid damaging anything in your computer when you're working on it. If you would like help with any tools or supplies for your project, as well as any replacement or upgrade parts for the Dell Inspiron 5575, there will be a link above, also below in the description, and that will be a list of all the tools and supplies I use for this computer, as well as those replacement and upgrade parts for this specific model. So the exact 5000 series model that I used in this video was a 5575. So if you don't have that exact same model, your parts could be a little different. Now, before touching anything in a computer, it's always wise to remove or at least unplug the battery. Computers are safer to work on when as little power as possible is running through them. It's held in by 4 screws, and it plugs into the motherboard right here. Now, as goes for any cables or wires in a computer, try to avoid pulling on the actual wire if at all possible. Try just to manipulate the plug. Sometimes you can damage the wires if you handle them too aggressively, and sometimes if you pull too hard, they can come right out of their plug. So with this white plug, you can get your fingernails or a pry tool on either side of that and wiggle it out of that port. Your fan is right here, and the heatsink comes between this vent over the CPU right there. The fan has 3 screws, and it plugs into the motherboard right here. Now that fan wire is very fragile. It can very easily pull out of the plug if you pull it too hard. So definitely just use your fingernails or a pry tool or a pair of pliers to get that plug out of the motherboard port right there. After you take that fan up, you can clean it out, replace it, whatever you're here to do. If you do want to take up your heatsink, you're looking at these 4 screws over the CPU. Now, just as a word of caution with messing with your heatsink, if you take that up for any reason and you separate that thermal paste, you expose it to air, you do need to then reapply it. Once thermal paste has been exposed to air, it does need to be reapplied because it's not going to do its job as well. Below in the description, in that link I told you about with all the replacement and upgrade parts for this model computer, I will have a replacement fan, a replacement heatsink, and I will have a couple different choices of thermal paste. Keep in mind that not all thermal pastes are created equal. The cheaper ones will kind of do a good job. The more expensive ones usually will do a better job. So just keep that in mind when selecting your thermal paste. If you would like help reapplying your thermal paste, I will have a video link above, also below in the description. It'll be a tutorial showing you how to fix an overheating laptop. One of the things it'll show you is how to clean off all the old thermal paste. You don't want to put new paste on top of old paste. And it will also show you how to reapply the correct amount of thermal paste. If you put too much thermal paste down, you could end up locking heat in rather than facilitating its transport out. And then obviously, if you put too little thermal paste, then you're not getting heat out, you're not getting good coverage. So that video will be below in the description if you want it. But that's the end of this video, how to get inside your Dell Inspiron 15 and access your Heatsink fan CPU assembly. Thanks again so much for watching. Please remember to like and share if this helped you out, if you think it can help someone else out. And feel free to subscribe if you enjoy DIY computer content like this, or if you just want to keep me on hand to answer any of your future computer questions. I do try to answer all questions throughout my channel at least a couple times a day. Also, feel free to check out the related links section below in the description. From time to time, I do try to add things in there that I think will help you with your general computer life, make it more productive, more enjoyable. So thanks again for watching, everyone. I look forward to seeing you on my next video.